Good morning, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassandra and I'm going to take you through this short morning yoga flow suitable for all experience levels, no props required, and our focus is really on our spine today. So if there's any tension, soreness, stiffness throughout your back, hopefully this class will bring you some relief. Let's start lying down on our backs and we're just going to pull the knees in towards our chest. And you can just place your hands over the top of the knees, just doing a very simple knee pump motion. So straightening the arms, moving the knees and thighs away, and then bending the elbows and bringing them in. So while you do this, see if you can fully relax your legs, your hips, your lower back, and just have your arms be what supports your legs and makes the movement happen. It's a very gentle, simple movement just to check in to see if there's any discomfort through the lower back. And you can rotate so it's more of a circle with your knees. And maybe reverse the direction of those little circles. And now bring the knees in towards your chest. You can widen them towards shoulders and armpits. Maybe you want to stay here, or you can come into your happy baby pose, grabbing a hold of the feet or the toes as we stack our ankles over our knees. So even though this is a hip opening pose, I want you to think of pushing your tailbone down into the mat, sliding your shoulder blades down your back, and making sure the entire length of your spine is still in contact with the floor. And maybe you rock a little bit side to side as we invite the knees and thighs to open up a little bit wider and draw down towards the mat a little bit more. And we'll release, feet come flat to the floor, hip width distance apart, arms by your sides, push into the palms as we lift up into our bridge pose. So think of tucking the pelvis under, pushing into your heels, and then low back and mid back come off the mat, hug through your inner thighs. We're going to inhale, press and lift up. And as you exhale, roll yourself down all the way until the hips are to the mat. So a few more times like this. On the inhale, we press and lift up to bridge pose. And on the exhale, really feel yourself rolling down inch by inch. Twice more. Inhale, press, squeeze and lift. And exhale, slowly make your way down. Last one. Almost like you can massage the spine with this movement. And let's come into a reclined twist. Open your arms into a little cactus shape. You can lift your hips up and move them a little bit over to the right before letting both knees and thighs drop over to the left. And you can have your left hand kind of resting over that thigh and that knee just to help encourage it. We're trying to stack our right hip on top of our left while reaching out long through that right arm, pressing that right shoulder blade down. And let's inhale, squeeze a little through the abs just to float the knees back up, and we'll go twist to the other side. So you can move your hips left a little bit, drop the knees and thighs to the right, and maybe place that right hand over your knee. Just providing a very light pull, very light traction, moving our left hip away from our left shoulder. And the knees come all the way back up through to center. Pull your thighs in towards your chest. We're going to come up into tabletop pose so you can rock up and down. Get a little bit of momentum as you cross through your ankles. And we'll plant our hands under our shoulders, knees underneath our hips for cat and cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze, tailbone up. Exhale, reverse this motion. And just keep going in and out, flowing with your breath. Noticing where there might be more stiffness or tightness. Trying to get into every vertebrae of the spine. One last cycle here. Into our thread the needle, you can reach your right arm up to the sky and then thread that right arm underneath you, shoulder and ear come down to the floor. Press your left hand into the mat and shift your hips a little bit more over towards the right. So we're really trying to feel this between the shoulder blades, through the mid and upper back. Think of pushing that right arm into the floor. And let's lift ourselves all the way back up. Reopen that right arm out. See if there's a bit more range of motion now. And from tabletop, we'll go do the same thing to the other side. Left arm rises. And then thread it through. Shoulder and ear come down. So both of my arms and hands are actively pushing into the mat. And I'm trying to almost lean over onto my left hip and left knee, which helps me keep my hips directly stacked over my knees so I'm not swaying. Relaxing through the neck, through the jaw. And we'll lift ourselves back up. Left arm stretches up to the sky. And coming back down, finding our first downward dog. Walk your hands a little bit forward past your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and lift all the way up and back. So bending the knees in any way that feels good here, focusing on lengthening out through our spine. Let's reach our right leg up towards the sky, bend your right knee, open up your hip, and step it forward into a lunge. So right foot between the palms. We're going to add our twist here, so left hand stays down on the mat, right arm extends up towards the sky. Reaching out long through that right hand. Go ahead and bring the right fingertips down to the floor. Let the back knee come down to the mat. As we lift up into our low lunge, we're going to bend the elbows into this little cactus shape. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you and maybe add a little bit of a back bend as you lift up through the heart. Think of still reaching your tailbone down towards the mat so we're not jamming into our lower backs here. And let's bring the fingertips down to the floor. We step back to downward dog. Setting up for the second side, left leg rises, bend your left knee, open up that hip, and step it through for your lunge. Into our twist, my right hand stays underneath my shoulder, my left arm extends up towards the sky. So I'm trying to stack my left shoulder on top of my right one while keeping the hips squared. And let's bring the left hand down, drop the back knee to the floor, coming up into our low lunge. So think of lengthening tailbone down, pulling the lower belly in, and then bending cactus shape through the arms, keeping the elbows up just as high as our shoulders. Squeezing those shoulder blades behind us. And coming back through to center, downward dog one last time. Stretching it all out. And we'll come forward to plank just so we can lower down onto our stomachs. So pull the lower belly in, slowly coming down. And we'll take a little baby cobra. Slide your hands back towards the chest. Push into the tops of your feet. As you inhale, chin, chest, and hands come off the mat. Really pick up those arms. And exhale, lower down twice more. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And lower. Last one. And down. And let's press back to child's pose. We're actually just going to come into rabbit from here. So as you press your hips back towards your heels, wrap your arms behind you, grab a hold of your feet, and bring your forehead down to the floor. As you lift your hips off of your heels, keep the hold of your feet and see how you can get like a nice traction along the spine. Letting yourself round here, drawing the lower belly in and up. And let's release. Let's take our final pose. We're just going to come into a little puppy stretch, getting into the chest a little bit more. Keep your hips directly over your knees. Walk your hands out in front of you and melt the forehead down towards the floor. Two more breaths here in the pose. And walking our hands in, come to take a seat in any way that is comfortable to you here. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Lengthen the crown of your head up. Take a moment to notice how you feel now, just even with this short, simple flow. What has this changed and shifted? Not just in your body, but also how you feel in general. And we'll bring our hands together at heart center, closing by chanting Om together one time. We inhale to chant, breathe in. Om. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this short little morning flow with me. I hope you feel really good and that you felt the effects of those poses along your spine. Leave me a comment before you go. Please subscribe, and hopefully we will meet on the mat again together very soon.